The Plaza Hotel's grand ballroom glittered with Manhattan's elite as I balanced a tray of champagne, playing the role my family had assigned me at my father's 65th birthday celebration. The Armani suit hidden under my server's vest cost more than their monthly expenses, but appearances were everything in this game I'd been playing. "At least make yourself useful, Alex," my brother Marcus sneered, grabbing a champagne flute. "Since you couldn't afford a proper gift with your startup salary." If he only knew that his precious hedge fund was actually managing a tiny fraction of my tech company's assets. While they thought I was struggling with a small software business, I had built Nova Technologies into a $5 billion empire. My phone vibrated silently in my pocket. Forbes article ready for release. Nova Technologies public revelation scheduled for 8:30 p.m. Stock market will be notified simultaneously. I checked the ornate clock, 7:45 p.m. In 45 minutes, my family would discover that their broke son who couldn't afford a birthday gift had just been named one of the youngest tech billionaires in history. "Alex," my sister Victoria's voice carried across the ballroom. "The guests at table 3 need refills. Try not to embarrass us more than your career already has." The irony was delicious. Table 3 was filled with Nova Technologies board members, all playing their parts in tonight's revelation. Every time my family pushed me to serve drinks, they were actually forcing me to network with my own executives. Through the crowd, I could see my father holding court at the main table, probably sharing another story about how his real children had carried on the Morrison legacy while his youngest had found his level in the tech sector. "Mr. Morrison," my chief operations officer approached, disguised as another server. "Everything is in position. The Forbes announcement is ready, and the stock market alert will hit all phones simultaneously." I nodded, checking my watch again. 8:15 p.m. Time to serve the final round, in more ways than one. My father had insisted on having business news displayed on massive screens throughout the evening. Another detail that would soon prove exquisitely ironic. "There's my practical son," my mother's voice dripped with false concern. "Alex, darling, surely you can stop serving drinks long enough to join the family photo?" "Of course, mother," I replied, taking my assigned spot at the very edge of the frame, the same position I'd occupied since refusing to join the family's investment firm. 8:25 p.m. The champagne was flowing as the MC called for attention. "Ladies and gentlemen, as requested by our host, please direct your attention to the screens for a special Forbes announcement." My father raised his glass, expecting to see his investment firm's latest rankings. Instead, the breaking news banner flashed across every screen. Breaking: Nova Technologies CEO revealed as Alexander Morrison. Tech prodigy's $5 billion empire emerges from stealth. Wall Street stunned by Morrison family connection. The champagne glass froze halfway to my father's lips as his eyes locked onto the screens. In that moment, a decade of dismissal and condescension crystallized into dawning horror. I removed my server's vest, revealing the Armani suit beneath. "Dad," I said into the sudden silence, "I believe it's time to discuss my real net worth." The ballroom fell into stunned silence as the screens continued to flash with headlines. Alexander Morrison, from server to tech titan. Nova Technologies' mysterious founder steps into spotlight. Morrison scion revealed as Silicon Valley's ghost billionaire. "This has to be some kind of joke," Marcus sputtered, his Rolex-adorned wrist trembling as he checked his phone. "Nova Technologies is the company that's been revolutionizing AI trading algorithms. They're the ones who bought out your hedge fund's main competitor last month?" I finished smoothly. "Yes, that was me. Every trade you bragged about at family dinners? Powered by my algorithms. The ones you called amateur coding when I tried to show you 3 years ago. My security team, all disguised as service staff, moved into strategic positions around the room. The bartenders and servers transformed into executive protection, their practiced movements reflecting their true roles. For those just catching up, I spoke into the microphone, my voice carrying the authority of someone who commanded billions. "I'm Alexander Morrison, founder and CEO of Nova Technologies. You might know us from our AI trading platforms, our quantum computing breakthroughs, or perhaps from the fact that we control 30% of global market trading volume." Victoria's investment banker husband turned ghostly pale, suddenly realizing he'd been unknowingly using my company's software while mocking my cute little startup at family gatherings. "The coding sessions at the bar." My father's voice cracked. "All those times you were playing around on your laptop while serving drinks? We're actually programming sessions managing billions in assets," I confirmed. "Every time you made me work as a server at family events, I was conducting market research. Amazing what you can learn about investment strategies when people think you're just the help. The screen's updated with more breaking news. Nova Technologies reveals global reach. $5 billion empire built in secret. Wall Street scrambles as tech's greatest mystery is solved. Alexander Morrison, the billionaire who served drinks. My mother clutched her pearls, swaying slightly. But your tiny apartment in Brooklyn is actually the top floor of a building I own, I explained, enjoying the cascade of realizations crossing their faces. Every time you mocked my humble living conditions, I was building the most powerful financial technology company in the world. Those nights you thought I was wasting time with computers, I was revolutionizing global finance. Marcus pushed forward, his usual arrogance replaced by desperate calculation. The new trading platform, the breakthrough system, is mine, I finished. Every innovation you praised in board meetings came from my team. Though I should thank you, your constant condescension made it incredibly easy to operate unnoticed. My father found his voice again, though it trembled with barely contained rage. The financial community will never accept. They already have, I cut him off, nodding to my CFO, who had been posing as a bartender. She distributed tablets showing Nova's complete market dominance. You see, Dad, while you were busy teaching Marcus and Victoria how to run a real business, I was learning something far more valuable: how to build an empire from the ground up. Every time you made me serve drinks, I was making connections with global financial leaders. Every time you dismissed my ideas as amateur, I was implementing them through Nova Technologies. The reporters who had come to cover a simple birthday party were now scrambling for positions, their cameras trained on the family drama unfolding before them. But why? My father struggled to form the question, his birthday celebration forgotten. Why reveal everything now? I picked up a champagne flute from my serving tray, the last one I'd ever carry. Because timing is everything in finance, isn't it, Dad? That's what you always taught us. Well, that and know your place. Though I suppose I finally do know my place, at the head of the company that's revolutionizing your entire industry. The screens flashed with more updates. Nova Technologies announces revolutionary trading platform. Alexander Morrison's net worth soars to $5.2 billion. Tech genius emerges from behind the bar to claim financial crown. Victoria, desperately trying to salvage something, stepped forward. Alex, about all those things we said. Save it for your portfolio review, I cut her off. Though I should warn you, Nova Technologies is revoking your fund's access to our trading algorithms. Let's see how well you do without my amateur coding driving your success. My COO distributed leather portfolios to each family member. Inside you'll find documentation of every trade, every success, and every bonus you've earned using Nova's technology. I've been particularly detailed about the correlation between your mockery and my market manipulation. You can't just shut us out, Marcus protested weakly. Actually, I can and I will, I replied, producing another document. Nova Technologies is terminating all relationships with Morrison Financial effective immediately. Your access to our platforms ends at midnight. Consider it my birthday gift to Dad, showing him exactly how much his real business relied on his failing son. The ballroom buzzed as Wall Street's elite recalibrated their understanding of power. The son they'd made serve drinks had just revealed himself as the architect of their success. You know what's fascinating? I addressed the room, setting down my serving tray for the last time. Every time you treated me like staff, you freely discussed your trading strategies. Every time you dismissed me as a server, I was learning exactly how to disrupt your industry. Every time you looked down on the son behind the bar, you were actually dealing with the future of finance. My mother attempted one last intervention. Darling, surely we can discuss this as a family? Oh, now you want to include me as family? I smiled, gesturing to my serving vest. Funny how that works when you discover your embarrassment of a son controls the technology that powers your wealth. Standing at the podium, I surveyed the room. Let me be clear. Nova Technologies will be implementing immediate changes. First, our pricing, premium rates for all Morrison Financial accounts. Second, our access, restricted to firms that demonstrate actual innovation, not just family connections. My security team began escorting my family from their seats of honor. As they stood, stunned and diminished, I called out, "Oh, and Dad? Happy birthday. Don't worry about the drink service. I'm sure one of the actual servers can handle that. After all, that's where you always thought I belonged." The headlines would run for months, but nothing could match the satisfaction of that moment. when the son they made serve drinks revealed himself as the one controlling their financial destiny. Walking toward my new office in Nova's headquarters, I paused for one final remark. By the way, those amateur algorithms you mocked? They just made me another billion during this conversation. Not bad for someone you thought only belonged behind the bar. Sometimes revenge isn't just about proving them wrong, it's about controlling the entire financial system they thought you weren't smart enough to understand. The morning after my father's birthday revelation, Manhattan's financial district was buzzing with a new energy. The Morrison Financial logo was being replaced with Nova Technology's symbol across their former buildings. A supernova explosion, perfectly representing last night's events. I sat in my real office, the top floor of Nova's headquarters, watching the sunrise over Wall Street. The same view I'd pretended not to own while serving drinks at countless family functions held in this very building. My phone hadn't stopped buzzing with headlines. Nova Technologies begins massive market restructuring. Alexander Morrison's first moves as public CEO shake Wall Street. From serving drinks to serving markets, the tech revolution no one saw coming. Marcus burst into my office, clutching his trading terminal. Our systems are down. The entire trading floor is frozen. Correction, I said calmly, reviewing the morning's market data. Your access to Nova's trading algorithms has been revoked. Remember last Christmas when you made me serve drinks while you explained to the Deutsche Bank CEO how you'd revolutionized automated trading? Those were my algorithms you were taking credit for. But our clients, our positions, will all need to be managed without Nova's technology, I smiled. Consider it a lesson in humility, something our family desperately needs. The screens in my office displayed live market updates. Morrison Financial struggles as Nova Technologies revokes access. Wall Street giants scramble to secure Nova partnerships. Alexander Morrison announces new financial industry standards. Victoria stormed in next, her designer heels clicking frantically. My entire client portfolio is in free fall. Interesting, isn't it? I lean back in my chair. How quickly success evaporates when you lose access to the technology you mocked as basic coding. By the way, those simple programs you laughed at during Dad's last birthday? They're now worth more than Morrison Financial's entire market cap. My mother arrived, social calendar in disarray. The Charity Investment Committee? We'll need a new algorithm provider, I cut in. Though I hear there's an opening for a drink server at their next meeting. You always said it was honest work when you made me do it. The trading floor below, where I'd once served cocktails during evening events, was now the heart of Nova's operation, processing trillions in daily trades through my amateur algorithms. My father was last, escorted in by security. He looked older somehow without his financial empire's technology to prop him up. The board is in chaos, he began. The board, I interrupted, is discovering exactly how dependent they've been on the son you made serve drinks. Every trade, every algorithm, every technological advantage you claimed as Morrison Financial's innovation, all came from the company you dismissed as my hobby. I pulled up Nova's global trading map on the screens. See these patterns? Each one represents a market movement controlled by my technology. The same technology you said was too simplistic to work in real-world trading. You're destroying everything I built, he whispered. No, Dad. I'm showing you everything you failed to build. A company that values innovation over tradition, merit over family name, and actual technology over empty boasting. I stood, adjusting my CEO credentials. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a company to run. Though if you're looking for work, I hear the bar at the Yale Club is hiring. You always said serving drinks was good enough for me. Perhaps it's time you learned the value of honest work. The security feeds showed my family being escorted from the building, Marcus to his powerless trading floor, Victoria to her crumbling client meetings, my father to his board's emergency session. Oh, and Dad. I called after him. Those champagne flutes you made me carry last night? Each one cost more than Morrison Financial's current stock price. Amazing how quickly things change when the server turns out to be the one controlling the taps. I turned to the window, watching as traders frantically scurried across Wall Street below. A gentle knock revealed James, the veteran bartender who had been my only ally during those serving days. Mr. Morrison, he smiled, your latest algorithm just crashed 3 hedge funds, including your brother's. Perfect timing, I replied, remembering all those nights Marcus made me serve him drinks while bragging about his trading prowess. Send them our standard termination package. And James? Add a bottle of the champagne I used to serve. With a note, From your former bartender, now your market maker. The headlines would run for years, but nothing beat the satisfaction of knowing that every time they ordered a drink on Wall Street, they'd remember the server who now controlled their financial fate. After all, the best revenge isn't just serving drinks, it's owning the entire bar where they once mocked you, and then buying every other bar in town. And James? I called out as he turned to leave. Make sure my father's membership at his precious clubs all get revoked. Let's see how he likes being the one asked to serve drinks for a change.